This article refers to apologetics and how fulfilled prophecy can play a role in the defense of the truth of the gospel. What we see in fulfilled prophecy is amazing examples of how prophecy was fulfilled in the life of Jesus. But even today, we see prophecy being fulfilled in the events we see around us. And I take note of a number of those fulfilled prophecies. For example, the obvious one is Israel, the restoration of Israel, but not just the restoration of Israel, but the restoration of Israel with it becoming a burden to all the nations and a subject of their hatred. And this fulfills the prophecy of Zechariah chapter 12, 1 to 4, and we see that in the modern politics of Israel today. Then the gospel going to every nation. I read in Barnabas that the last nation to receive the gospel and have a church established was Mauritania 40 years ago. Just as Jesus predicted, every nation now has a church. And then we have the other prophecies that relate to the increase and spread of knowledge, which comes from Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. The increase of knowledge. And certainly that's one thing we see today, and the increase of travel, people going to and fro. We even see the fulfillment of 2 Peter 3, verse 9, where it talks about people laughing at the flood, laughing at creation, laughing at the second coming. And we see that took place, really started about 1830, as Terry Mortensen points out in his book, The Great Turning Point, when geologists rejected the flood and embraced an old earth. Yet, if you look at the scriptural geologists of that time, they had very good reasons for doubting whether an old earth paradigm made sense. For example, tree trunks were growing through seams of coal, and that was being regularly found in the 1830s and 1820s. That could mean only one thing, that those seams of coal were laid down all at the same time, including the rocks between the seams of coal. That's totally contrary to the old earth paradigm being suggested. The fossils were being discovered were mixed together, land and sea-dwelling animals, as if some catastrophe had swept them all up together. And the valleys and the rock faces and all the other features did not betray the evidence of millions of years, but suggested that they were only thousands of years old. There was evidence for a recent catastrophic worldwide flood. It's just that people didn't bother to look and weren't prepared to listen to the scriptural geologists. And the tragedy is that millions of people in Europe and around the world have forfeited their possibility of salvation because they have believed that the evidence was all stacked up for an old earth. But, as we see, it was a fulfillment of prophecy that this skepticism took place. And so we have in fulfilled prophecies a wonderful argument for the existence of the Bible as being an accurate record from God, but also a challenge that we are in the last days and we need to live accordingly. Well, thank you for listening.